Hey there, here's Alexander from Mentix. We're here today in order to talk about quite an interesting subject, which is how to automate your ad chase or job chase. Well, first of all, what is ad chase? Ad chase or job chase is basically the method that recruiting agencies and recruiters use to find clients through job postings. The idea is quite simple. It's to say, okay, if you are a recruiting agency, your clients are companies who are recruiting, basically because if they are recruiting, they have indeed recruitment needs, and you can propose them your services. So the idea is quite simple: is to go on the job boards like I just did right now on LinkedIn. Just type, for instance, sales in United States, and I'm going to find which kind of companies are recruiting sales inside the United States. So here I can find some, of course, plenty of job postings, and now I will basically go through each job postings in order to see if the job posts correspond to my targeting criteria, if the companies, for instance, this one Beck and Pulitzer, that correspond to my ideal profile client, and etc. I'm going to find the contact of this company and repeat this process for every job postings in order to have as much leads as I need, and it can be quite time consuming, and that's why we are here today, to see how we can automate this process. So we are going to see three options in order to automate this ad chase or job chase, and that you can indeed be that you can indeed rely on for your prospection every day to do it manually, but you can indeed automate it. The first option would be to basically create a program, an algorithm, in order to retrieve automatically these job postings with code, basically. So you would need to have programming skills in order to retrieve, to scrape these job postings. So the idea here is quite simple, but the how to do it can be quite harder. So the idea is basically to say, okay, I'm going to analyze the structure of the HTML page. I'm going to see if I can basically find a pattern inside the structure of the code and use this pattern to say, okay, here I have an ID, and I will extract the text inside this ID to get the job postings, company name, job title, location, publication date, etc., etc. So that's the idea. There are indeed plenty of languages to do that. For instance, Python, which works really well. But the idea is you would need indeed programming skills. That's the first option, which is quite, let's say, cost efficient, but quite time consuming too. The second option would be to use scrapping tools who are already for which you don't need programming skills, but you will need to set up the programming tools, the scraping tools, to get this exact structure from the job board and to get the contact, etc., etc. There are plenty of scraping tools on the market. You can use Phantom Buster, Captain Data, Instant Data Scrapper, etc., etc., to extract this data. Here I have, for instance, I can show you, for instance, Captain Data, which is one I like, which is quite good actually. And the idea is to say, okay, I want this part of the page, and once I have this part of this page, I will ask to another robot to say, okay, I want to find details about the company, and now I want to find the contact inside these companies. So basically, you will gain some time because you won't have to do programming, but you will have to set up, you need at least to be a bit tech savvy in order to set up this kind of tools. Well, the third, it leads us to the third option, which is basically an all-in-one platform to automate quite easily this ad chase or job chase, which is based specifically on this process. So I'm of course talking about Mentix. That's a platform that we developed exactly for this specific use case for recruiting agencies and recruiters, because we ourselves, we in a previous job, we had to get to every job postings to find the contact in every companies, to do it manually, and it wasn't fun, I can assure you, to do it every day, for prospection, and so as we didn't find any tools to do it efficiently, we developed this platform to exactly do that specific use case. So we are going to see how we can automate your chase in just some clicks, and just a few clicks, in order to find, for instance, companies recruiting sales, and inside these companies, sales director contact, CEO contact, or even the HR director contact. Okay, let's do this. So I'm going to connect to Mantix, create a new report, and I want to find companies recruiting, for instance, sales, perhaps business developer. Can also find business developer, SDR, BDR. Well, there are plenty of ways to say it, basically. And we are going to look in the United States of America. Perfect. So now I have a basic search. I can see I have plenty of companies matching this targeting criteria. I can specify, of course, some keyword to find inside the description if I want to have a specific job posting that's to retrieve. If, for instance, I'm in the use case that I would like to place sales candidates, but this candidate is specialized into outbound, for instance. So I can indeed filter through this keyword inside the job description. So here now I have some specific companies recruiting in outbound sales inside the United States in the last 30 days. Of course, I can play on the publication date to have either very fresh job data or either old job data, depending on the strategy of my outbound strategy I would like to set up. I can, of course, specify the size of the company. If I want companies lower with less than 500 employees, I can specify it, and you can see that I excluded by default consulting and recruiting companies in order to find only end clients. So here I can see plenty of companies. I'll try to open some of them. And indeed, you can see that they are recruiting on LinkedIn. 1 week ago, some sales development representative, and they are talking about outbound sales, basically. So that's the dynamic, the mechanic of things to lead us to this result. Of course, we retrieve other job boards than LinkedIn. We get to Indeed, LinkedIn, Glassdoor, Welcome to Jungle. So main job boards who are supposed to have a good coverage and very good coverage in the job market, and we retrieve it daily. Okay, so the next step would be to find the contact inside these companies. So perhaps I want the contact of the CEO, the person who published the job postings, the HR director, etc., and even the sales director if it can be relevant. Okay, so here I've selected some people for this one, which is quite specific, recruitment published by. It's basically, perhaps I can find a job posting to show you, yeah, this one. Yeah, this one, it seems that William Christensen has indeed published these job postings. So we are going to retrieve automatically this William Christensen with the contact of the name, of the full name, job title, email address, LinkedIn profile URL, and even in option, if you want, we can get the direct phone number of this person. Okay, once you have done that, it's quite easy. You just have to select a name, test report, sales, USA, okay. A frequency at which you would like to receive the report every day, every week, every month, or in one shot. The number of leads that you would like to have, an email address on which you would like to receive the lead report, and you can create right now your lead report, and that's it. You have automated all of your ad chase. You don't need to come back every day, every week to see which kind of companies are recruiting and find a contact. Here it's completely automated in just a few clicks. And well, basically it's going to take some minutes in order to generate the report, to go to on the web and to find those persons. And basically when it's done, you will receive it on your email address. I can show you a report, how it looks like once it's finished. Perhaps I can give you perhaps I can download the Excel file, which you will receive, of course, by email, in order to push it to a CRM, marketing automation tool, etc., etc. So here I have, well, a classic Excel, which is split into three parts. The first one about the company, the second one about the job postings, and finally the contact information with the job title, the basically the email address, phone number, direct phone number in option if you ask for it, and finally LinkedIn profile of those persons. So basically that's how we have automated the full cycle in just a few clicks, as you saw. And going back to Mantix, and here basically you can indeed automate your search to automate completely your ad chase and to save until 2 hours per day of searching through contacts. And I know it can be painful to do it every day manually. That's why we have created this platform to help you as a recruiting agency or recruiter to basically receive the contact of companies recruiting and matching your targeting criteria. Well, I hope it gives you some insight about how to automate your ad chase, and do not hesitate to leave a comment if you have any questions or comments, and see you soon.